Firstly, the presentation, the material that prepared by Dr. Mufti Wasie Fasih as a Sharia advisor of Zarai Tarakiati Bank, Pakistan. Okay, the committee, please help us to display the video from Dr. Mufti Wasie Fasih. Okay, we will hear.
I intentionally did not term my topic with Islamic banking, but term it with the Islamic finance, because Islamic finance is beyond Islamic banking, which I will explain in future slides. So my name is Dr. Muhammad Wasie Fasih. I am an assistant professor of Islamic banking and finance in Hamza University, Pakistan, and I'm also providing Sharia advisory to different firms, different financial institutions. Like I'm a Sharia board member of Zarai Tarakkiyati Bank, which is the Pakistan's largest agriculture financing bank, providing financing to the very rural areas and very far-flung areas of Pakistan, providing agriculture loans, providing agriculture technology, and providing guidance, and providing um, all the 360-degree requirements of the farmer, or anyone who is involved in a production matter. Secondly, I am a Sharia advisor to Atlas Asset Management Limited, the Pakistan's leading mutual fund company, providing various Islamic funds and plans for the investors. And on academic side also, I am editor of Hamdar Islamicus, which is a very well-known international journal, a Scopus Index journal, and also it is registered under index under HEC Pakistan, under rank of Y category, and it has been published since 1978 without any interruption. So it is a very senior journals among the Islamic journals of international repute. So, first of all, I would like to ask, what is halal industry? Anyone from the participant can provide any detail, or anyone can know who is what is Islamic finance. So, I will elaborate a little bit further. The composition of halal industry, first we have to know what is the composition of halal industry, so that we can link it with the Islamic finance. So halal product and services are of food, like you are having a food for halal ingredients, ingredient additives like active ingredients and the passive ingredients, cosmetics. Obviously, one of my student is launching a halal cosmetic chain in Pakistan. And animal feed, like if you are feeding any animal with haram ingredients, the fuqaha says that the meat of that animal will become a questionable. And drugs and vaccine, like it is the debate and the fuqaha that at-tadawi bil muharram, it is allowed to have a wine as a drug or as a life-saving precaution or not. Islamic finance, which we'll be discussing later, and pharmaceutical. Obviously, medicines have a large number of ingredients which are. I remember when I was doing a halal audit of a pharmaceutical company. So I came during those visits. I came across to know that many well-known ingredients and capsules and gelatin are non-Sharia and non-halal. And logistic also, you are providing for supply chain, all depend on the halal product. So this is the composition, and now global halal industry uh, is very much growing. This, you know, that State of the Global Islamic Economy report 2017-18 says that halal food, halal pharmaceutical, halal cosmetics, halal travel, halal media and recreation, Islamic finance, and modest fashion. This is the one of the element where we normally underestimate this element. Modest fashion, Islamic fashion, or halal clothing it all these all sectors are growing. Like in 2017, uh, we were having industry of 2.006 billion dollar, but now in 2022 we have 3.81 billion dollar economy of halal market. Uh, Another source says that these are growing very fast. In 2017, 1.3 trillion dollars we have in food and beverages, but in 2023 it is expected to grow 1.90 trillion. Secondly, media from 209 billion to 288 billion, and pharmaceutical from 1848 billion to 221 billion dollar, and clothing and apparel. Don't underestimate it. It is equal to the media, the 270 billion exceeding to 361, expected to be 361 in 2023, the next year. And travel 177 billion to 274 billion. And Islamic finance, it's a different sector, but it will be from 2.44 trillion to 3.8 trillion. And I was reading that the 3 trillion figure has been crossed by Islamic finance. So these are the element where huge potential is there and industry is established, and people are thinking on the halal food. People are inclining to a halal media, halal pharmaceutical, halal clothing and travel. So what is the problem? Why we are? I am presenting this presentation. It will be my problem will be mentioned there afterwards. Coming to the halal food only, that which sectors are so much diversified. We have different countries from across the globe doing halal business and halal food, like Indonesia, Turkey, Pakistan, Egypt, Bangladesh, Egypt from Africa, Bangladesh from Asia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Middle East, Brazil from Africa, Australia, separate continent, India, France, China, Sudan. So Muslim and non-Muslim countries both are having a very large number of figures for halal export, import, and export of business of food and beverages. So these businesses, the main question of my presentation is that these businesses need halal financing. Without financing, how can you produce anything? How can you import anything? How can you export anything? If you are having a LC of import on interest, or LC for export on interest, and you are exporting halal food, is it halal food? Is it 100% halal business or not? So coming to the other sector, Islamic finance industry. Islamic finance is not only about Islamic banks. It is the asset management company like Atlas, which I am doing Sharia advisory for, asset management company, Sukuk, my company, Alham Sharia advisory service, providing various Sukuk to the market. Sukuk are the Islamic alternate for the bonds. Islamic leasing company, very short and a small sector, but they are providing leasing on the diminishing musharaka on ijara basis. Sharia alternate to the operating lease, not only operating lease but the financing lease. Takaful insurance, we have not only Islamic insurance companies but re-takaful companies also, and the Muzaraba, a wonderful group of companies that doing in providing a platform for investors. Muzaraba is a very much regulated in Pakistan, and Muzaraba companies are providing investment venues for the Islamic investor. So this is the diversified portfolio of Islamic finance industry. And what is the composition? Like 69%, obviously Islamic banks have, but 19% of the portfolio is confined to Sukuk, 5% Islamic financial institution, 5% Islamic funds like mutual fund, pension funds, and 2% the kafil. People are getting, and also not only the kafil, now the kafil companies are growing in a form of investment companies. They are providing investment opportunities also. So these are the sectors. And what is the landscape of Islamic finance industry? So we have 1526 Islamic financial institution providing Islamic finance to the companies. What is this country with having Islamic footprints and the 1170 Sharia scholars providing? I was an hour ago I was invited by a regulator for a Sharia advisors consortium. So they were having a consultative session for Sharia advisors. So we have large number of Sharia advisors and $1.16 billion CSR fund. They are doing great job for the society. And 972 Islamic finance education providers like I am from Hamdard University. I am doing a seminar in August for Islamic finance awareness. Islamic 2566 Islamic finance research papers are doing. I am expecting a good number of papers from this conference also. Islamic finance event 463, like we have Islamic finance event today, and 12181 news on Islamic finance. So this industry is not in infant stage; it is has been grown as an adult also. And breakdown of global IFI, GCC area has 45% share, South Asia, East Asia has 23% share. So if they have a share in Islamic finance, so these must have a similar share in Islamic halal financing. Like if someone is uh, exporting to GCC area where 45.4% is share Islamic finance, so he or she should expect that LC should be in Islamic finance manner, and the payment should be in Islamic finance terms. Income terms should be Islamic finance. So there is no sector where Islamic finance is not there. Like Southeast Asia, 23%, Middle East, 25%, Africa, obviously untapped, but 1.6 is there. Others area, 3.7% is there. So we have every nook and corner of the world has Islamic finance. So why halal industry is not taking benefit of this halal Islamic finance? Islamic finance should complement halal industry. So the missing line between the halal industry and Islamic finance. What is the missing between halal industry and Islamic finance? Two questions. I will ask please post two questions from you. According to Sharia perspective, is bridging compulsory or just is optional? Why to bring these both industries on a single track? Is it compulsory or not? Just take two examples. One, can we sell a stolen meat halal? Can we call a stolen meat a meat of halal animal, but it has been stolen? So can I say that I'm eating a halal meat which I have not purchased but I stole from person? No, it is not halal. So it means halal is not of ingredients. Halal is of the source also. Certainly, can we buy a pork meat through a halal mode of finance? I want to do muzarba and do musharga on buying a pork. Any Islamic finance institution provide me financing? No. It means on both sides we need halal compliance on a source of finance and the ingredients also. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu dhkhulu fi silmi kafa. Oh, the people who believes enter entire Islam. So partial halal certificate is not acceptable. Halal certification should be based on the source of finance also. So we should enter in halal industry holistically. Or this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhar rusul kulu min at-tayyibat wa amalu salihah. O prophets, eat halal and do good. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's prophet says in the hadith, a person is asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, bless me, oh Allah, pardon me, oh Allah, give me child. But how his prayers are accepted, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's prophet says, his dress is from earning, his eatables are earning. How can his prayer be accepted? So if the source of income is not halal, the ingredients will also be not halal. Like 360-degree halal concept. Certainly halal from all dimensions. Halal financing, halal income. So this awareness should be brought by this conference and through this my presentation and through all the channels that if a company is doing halal audit, is halal audit of a firm, of a company, and the company is saying that I have these ingredients, active ingredients and passive ingredients, so please certify me that these ingredients are halal. but they are buying it from interest-based financing. They are buying it from non-Sharia income. So the accrediting body or and the certification body should raise their concern that these products are being financed by non-haram, non-halal financing. So please pay attention to it. So that holistic halal concept should be raised and people should be giving so much attention to the source of income and mode of financing as they are giving attention to the ingredients. Like for example, if someone is saying that I will not eat these cookies or these uh, chocolates because haram pork ingredients is there or gelatin product is there. So this should be encouraged. But another question, from where you are buying? If you are buying these products from your non-Sharia income, so the halal product can become also haram, and you will be getting haram adverse effect in your earning, in your sleep, in your physical, in your akhirah. So how to bridge halal industry and halal finance? So first of all, we should understand that halal industry should pay attention to Islamic banking and finance just more than a subdomain. Like not, it should not be taken as a domain or it should be taken as a strategic partner. It should be taken as a complement. It should be taken as a part and parcel. It should be given a priority, not just a like if food and beverages, pharmaceutical. No, Islamic banking and finance should be a part and parcel of every halal industry. If, like for example, cosmetic industry should pay that we are getting ingredients from all over the world, so these ingredients should be imported through halal so mode of finance. If we are getting investment, like for example, a cosmetic industry is a company has been established and it has shares, so its shares should be Sharia compliant. It's if the company is getting equity financing from the investor, then the equity financing should be done from halal source of income. So all these things should be done from halal source of income. I want to draw your attention towards some good papers so that these findings, which are very much established, can be looked upon. It is a paper by entitled "Bridging Islamic Financial Literacy and Halal Literacy: The Way Forward in Halal Ecosystem." The word halal ecosystem is very much important nowadays. So it was written by some Malaysian researchers, and they in the abstract they say that halal business is not just about halal ingredients and products. Besides focusing on halal production, the right halal business operators should also concentrate in adopting halal financing. That is called Islamic financing, which I am focusing and stressing upon from the start of my presentation. So what they did in this paper, they do a research on halal literacy and halal awareness campaign. Um, so the study attempted to and contribute towards the new theological knowledge, especially in the proposing the measurement items for halal literacy and halal financial literacy. Halal literacy is very important. Halal finance literacy is very important. People are still unaware of the importance of halal source of income and halal source of financing and halal source of investment. So the authors propose a theoretical framework which says that halal literacy and Islamic financial literacy depends on three items: attitudes, subjective norm, and perceived behavior. What is the attitude toward Islamic financing? People sometimes perceive that Islamic finance is nothing but a fraud. It is just a replica of conventional finance. So the academia and the researchers should come forward and should prove that Islamic finance is very much different from from conventional finance. Subjective norm is that it is a subjective norm that ingredients must be halal, otherwise every other thing, HR documents, supply chain documents, agreement can be non-Sharia, so it will no matter. No. subjective norm should be discussed, that every agreement related to halal and every department related to halal business should be Sharia compliant. Perceived behavior control, like people perceive that halal compliance is not so much easy, it is near to impossible in 2022, so we should get them conceptually sound that it is possible. So all these three elements, when done to simultaneously, result in an intention to use Islamic finance. Now all the stakeholders will have an intention to use Islamic finance. When they have an intention, the Prophet ﷺ says, "Innamal a'malu bin niyat." Action depend on the intentions. So if there is an intention, there will be a way. So they should acquire skills. Like for example, if the pharmaceutical industry is a company is interested in Islam halal business, then it should hire a CFO who must have some qualification in Islamic finance. So if he have a skill set to understand Islamic finance and to execute the transaction in a halal way. And environmental factors also there. Green banking is there. At the end of the day, if we meet all these requirements, then halal literacy, Islamic finance is literal within the Islamic finance adoption. So this is a very good proposed theoretical framework. Another good paper is entitled Halal Industry in Islamic Finance Institutions Role, Issues and Challenges, which is written by again some Malaysian friends and authors. They say that halal industry can be defined as goods and services that follow the Sharia rules or Islamic law guidelines from the start until the end of the process. From the start, from the purchasing of raw material to the processing material, including pharmaceutical, cosmetic services like transportation and logistics, banking and finance. Therefore, the main purpose of this paper is to provide suggestion and opinion dealing with the issues and challenges in halal industry, as well as determine the issues and challenges in the halal industry, and to know the role of Islamic finance institution to enhance the halal industry. How halal Islamic finance enhance the complement the halal industry? It says that this paper determines the issues and challenges faced by halal industry, as well as its suggestion on dealing the issues, identify the role of Islamic finance institution in the growth of halal industry, like tabarruk. Like you can see tabarruk. What is tabarruk? Tabarruk is the sale and purchase of the commodities or sukuk in a third party manner, so that cash and liquidity can be generated. So it is a very good option for the door for the investor from Muslim and non-Muslim to invest in the halal industry. Like many modes are there: muzaraba, musharaka, salam, and tabarruk, istisna. Like salam is a very good product, good mode of finance for halal food, and istisna is a very good mode of finance for pharmaceutical and manufacturing institutions. And musharaka is a very good alternate for the running finance, conventional running finance. We have running finance, running musharaka also. Muzaraba is a very ideal mode of finance for the investors. So if halal industry wants to be halal in 360-degree manner, then it must adopt these halal and Islamic mode of finance. Another paper, integrating Islamic finance and industry. You will see that these are the papers which were written years ago. So it means that researchers have perceived that this is the need of time to integrate Islamic finance and industry, current landscape and future forward. This was written by Professor Muhammad Kabir Hassan, who is a very well-known professor of USA. So the purpose of this study is to explore the current landscape of halal industry and integration of halal industry with Islamic finance to create a strong halal ecosystem. The finding of the study suggests that there is still a lack of nexus between the two industries, and there is a need to create awareness among the various stakeholders, including public enterprise and Islamic finance institutions, to use Islamic finance and their capital to halal production of goods and services. The paper uniquely explored the possibility of an integration of halal industry with Islamic financial system. It has a very good and unique findings. Like, see, I was really impressed by this theoretical framework, the strategic roadmap for the integration of halal and Islamic finance industry. It has three segments. One is short term, second is middle term, and the long term. So, in a short term manner, in the current year, what should we do to have a halal ecosystem? Uh, Appointing integrating team. This is very important because only some people have both skill sets. They have experience of halal audit and they have experience of halal Islamic finance. Like I am a Sharia advisor of different Islamic financial institutions, and also I have done various halal audits. So I have some friends like this, and you know all other people like this. So it means we have only some people who are very well versed in both industries. So we have to appoint such people. Secondly, developing infrastructure. Infrastructure. What is infrastructure means? Uh, if if we are auditing a halal business, then we should develop infrastructure there that they have regulatory requirements for Islamic modes of finance. Like for Musharaka, you have certain reporting style. For Muzaraba, you have certain regulatory approval. So developing infrastructure should be there, and then establishing a timeline for different stages. In this short term, we have just to develop timeline. In the middle term, we have to use of technology and fintech. Fintech is a very supporting and technology, and the future is for fintech. So digital acceptance of funds for the establishment of halal industry and developing human capital, regulatory framework. Regulatory framework should be there. Regulators should be discussed that halal industry should be provided exemptions, should be provided motivation, should be provided tax rebate for using halal and Islamic finance. And in the long-term goal, we have IT governance strategy, defining the role of IOP. IOP is a Bahrain-based institution. Many people know that auditing, accounting organization for Islamic financial institution. So it must have a separate standard for halal certification and halal certification of with halal and Islamic financing, continuous monitoring and supervising the progress of halal ecosystem. So with this model, we can integrate Islamic halal finance with the halal industry. Last paper, role of Islamic financial institution in the promotion of Pakistan halal industry. This is from Pakistan perspective, and this is written by some Pakistani researchers. So they prove that in this aggression regression model, they prove that on a sample t-test has been applied to test the hypothesis too. The finding of table 11 shows that there is a desperate need for availability and provision of Islamic financial management solutions for the halal companies to support their day-to-day working capital needs. The company need working capital, project financing, from Sharia compliant standards. Like if a halal company is expanding, so it needs project financing, it needs capital financing, capital. So it needs halal source of income. To achieve this, Islamic banking industry has a promising opportunity to encourage companies whose core business are halal to utilize Islamic finance facilities and to achieve a wholly Sharia compliant status. This result is conduit for channeling surplus fund into productive investment funds and throughout the value chain within the economy. For halal industries, Sharia compliant financing complete their operational integrity and unlocks new source of ethical and economically viable funding. This would be beneficial for both the Islamic finance industry as well as halal product and manufacturing. So they have proved that in Pakistan there is an extreme scope for Islamic banking to finance halal business, and there is an extreme scope for halal investment company to get halal opportunities for investors. So these they have questions availability and provision of Islamic finance. Yes, Islamic finance institutions have promised opportunity to encourage halal companies. Yes, relationship between Islamic finance and halal industry is mutually beneficial. Actually, yes, Sharia compliant financing completes their operational integrity. Yes, so all these are positive responses are there. So I want to summarize my presentation, my recommendation that the way forward is that we have to work on different level. On the level of halal standardization, we have to inculcate Islamic finance in halal centers by JAKIM and all the centers by halal certification body. Halal certification body should also motivate or should also accredit the source of income of the company by accrediting bodies. If some government is having accreditation body for halal certification bodies, they should have a standard for accreditation in which they can mention the source of income from the halal certification bodies also. Halal policy for Islamic financial institution, Islamic banking industry is there. The kafal is there. Like if we are doing a business of food, pharmaceutical, we have to take coverage. So we should take coverage from Islamic insurance, not from conventional insurance. Giving access to halal certificate companies to Islamic capital market. Awareness to public about riba, free halal logo. The government regulatory authority. All these sectors have to be done. I will strongly suggest that this conference should provide a way forward, a conceptual framework for all these important bodies, and it should meet all these bodies, and it should suggest the recommendations and international and national policy for the integration of halal industry and Islamic finance industry. With this, I want to end up my presentation. Again, I am really thankful for the organizers to give me this opportunity to present my views on this topic. And I am available for all correspondence. I am available on Facebook. I am available on LinkedIn, and I am available on my email addresses, on my WhatsApp address number for all the discussion regarding this topic, so that the halal industry and Islamic finance should come forward and do a very viable and very dynamic role in the revival of deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I would like to thank all of you for your patient listening. And if you have any queries, I am available for all the queries. You can send me all your queries. I am available for all Sharia advisory and halal accreditation services. Thank you all. God bless you. May Allah help you out.
Okay, thank you very much, and give applause for Dr. Wasie. Yeah, the complete name Dr. Mufti Muhammad Wasie Fasih. But beside he became a Sharia advisor in Zarai Tarakiati Bank in Pakistan. He also an academician. Dr. Wasie is an assistant professor of Hamdard University, where he is teaching Islamic banking and finance at graduation and post-graduation level. He has also taught Islamic course to thousands of students at various well-recognized universities and higher education. Also, Dr. Wasie is an editor of Hamdard Islamic, a Scopus Index quarterly research journal of Islamic studies, and member of editorial boards of various well-reputable research journals.